All right, shalom, shalom. First off and foremost, as always, I want to say, call him La Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, double honor being to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well, and a sincere shalom to you Ankim out there that's pushing this truth through the spirit, through the power, and through the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. So this lesson is going to be titled, and excuse my language, but this lesson is going to be titled, "Fuck this world." Okay, fuck this world, man. You know, straight like that, because just look at it. You know, just look at everything around you. You know, people are comfortable with it being in this world. You know, they they don't mind, the wickedness here. They don't mind the folly here. They don't mind, us as a people, being in the bottom, and the heathen staying on top. Nobody bats an eye about that. But that's why ultimately this world is going to pass away. And rightfully so. This world, Babylon, it's ran its course. It's ran its course, and it's time for this place to come to an end. Okay, and real quick, it's gonna be a quick video. All right, but starting off, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, for verse 7. And verse 8, and it says, "Better is the end of a thing than the beginning." You see, so better is Babylon, coming to an end, than its, origin. Because even the origin of Babylon is rape, rob, bloodshed, and murder. Okay, this place was built off the backs of us. This place was built off a satanic vibration. And when this place was, established, we were still in, we were in chattel slavery. We were, being, how can I say it? We were being, demonically, beaten, tortured, by Esau, during that time, being indoctrinated with plantation Christianity, in which our people are still within that shit. They still believe in a so-called, white Jesus. They believe in that. So this place has to go. And we're still in the place. We're still in the land that we have, been brought to. We're still here. Just us. The fact alone of us being here proves that the scriptures are real. It proves that the prophecies, the words of the Lord is 100% correct. Okay, just that, off that fact alone. Okay, so and that's just one aspect of the beginning of Babylon. Okay, but now fast forward, being that we are in the last days of the last days. We're coming upon the brink of the end of Babylon. Okay, so it says, Ecclesiastes 7 and 8, "Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit." You see, so we are, waiting and enduring, and we are, waiting and enduring for, Babylon to be destroyed. We are waiting for Yahweh Shai to return and deliver us. We're waiting for prophecy ultimately to unravel, to manifest. Okay. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 7. It says, "There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." Okay, and guess what? We are living in that time, because we are patiently waiting to see the fall of Babylon, to see the fall of Esau. And that's why this lesson is titled, F this world. Okay, because this world has nothing to offer you but death, distress, letdowns, anxiety. This place offers you nothing. Bills. Okay, everything here is upside down. Everything here is not according to the to the Most High. Everybody here is anti. They're the complete opposite of the Lord. And His ways. That's why. This place. Ultimately has to be destroyed because nobody here, is warring. Considers, the Most High. Nobody here considers that there's a higher power. You see, because like the scriptures say that because of their real quick, let me get it. This is back in Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11, and it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. You see, so people here, they constantly do wicked things, and the wickedness, they keep doing wicked things because they think that they can keep getting away with it. Okay, but that's how high level the Lord is, because man is so vain by nature. They think that they can supplant the Lord. They think that they can keep getting away with doing wicked acts, like serving Satan. They can keep trying to get away with being a transformer, just all kinds of evil shit. You see, so in these people's in their mind, they believe that they're going to continue to keep walking on this earth doing evil. Okay, but soon there's going to be a recompense for that. There's going to be a consequence for that. All right, because ultimately the Lord is going to destroy this place. Okay, and everybody in it except for the elect. All right, that's why this place is known as the that's why the scriptures refer to this place as Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylon. You see, we are living in the days of Noah all over again, and the days of Lot. Okay, so just look at what they're doing today. They were doing these things back then. Okay, so there's nothing new under the sun. All right, so let's go from there. Ecclesiastes 8, and let's head to this right here. This is 1 John 2 and 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. You see, if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Right, man? So if you love this world, then by default, that means that you don't have love for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. You can't serve two masters. You can't serve the world and the Lord. It's not going to work like that, man. All right, it's not going to work. Okay. And it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Right? All these things is of the flesh, is of the world. Okay, the lust of the flesh. Just look at here in America. People constantly overindulge in the flesh when it comes to if it be partying, drinking, just complete lewdness. People are having sex with everybody, with each other. This place it's just very lewd, man. Sex is what's the term? Hypersexuality. People are overstimulated. People are getting quick fake dopamine, releases. That's all this place provides, man. Is just things for the flesh. It doesn't give you things for your spirit. You see, but that's why we have Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Okay, the Lord gives us that that spiritual peace. But the Lord gives us the that spiritual soundness of mind, you know. And it says, verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the luster of, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. You see? So ultimately, this world's going to pass away, man. So fuck this world, and everybody in it, okay? As far as the wicked goes, okay? Because, you brothers and you few sisters, this message don't apply to you, okay? It applies to the ones that are wicked within this world and the ones that want to continue to uphold this place. All right, these people here, especially Jake, the 2/3 of our people, they want to continue to chase the American dream. Okay, but that American dream is that shit is through. All right, Babylon's done. The mirth is gone. Okay, Babylon is her days are numbered. Okay, that's why it says in Isaiah 47. It says that she's no more being called tender and delicate. Sit down in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, this place is about to be destroyed. Okay, this place is on borrowed time. All right, and the elites, the elite Edomites, they know it. They know that that they got a short time, because once their time is over, that's going to be the time for Jacob to rule, for Israel, the elect. Okay, so to hell with this world, man. To hell with Esau's world. All right, because we got next, man. So with that being said, I want to say Kol Halayim La, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor being to the elder apostles, the great millstone that do groove and teach well, and thus sincere shalom to you Ankim out there that's pushing this truth through the spirit, through the power, and through the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. And with that being said, shalom.